Hey everybody, this is a IFL broadcast of the semifinal game, the conference championship between the Dallas Destroyers and the Wilmington Generals. Um, Wilmington's coached by Jay Villing, and Dallas is coached by Tim Bollier. Let's take a look at their regular season records. Wilmington leads 7-0. They busted out a 43-yard touchdown run by Ronnie Coleman. He had the snake eyes on the D card. That was on their second drive, something like that. I joined late. 43-yard touchdown by Ronnie Coleman. Let's look at the ball possession. Yeah, that was their first drive. And then the game started with Dallas getting the ball, going 3 and out. And now this is their Dallas' second drive. On a 2nd and 11, they lose to with a linebacker in the zone. Both these teams are pretty stacked. Ken Anderson is probably the best card on the set. This is the night based on the 1974 season. Sorry, the 1975 season. And if you look at his card, it's pretty dynamic for that era, for any era, actually. 3rd and 13 now. In the first quarter, it's 4:30 to go. Curl to Gene Washington being single covered, but I think he's guarded by a 6. Yes, he is. Defender extra plus 15, that's going to be incomplete. Dallas uses the Pittsburgh Steelers defensive card from 1975, which, as you can imagine, is pretty good. They're rated supreme against the pass. Yeah, good against the run, supreme against the pass. A lot of trouble on that card. 34-yard punt, and it's going to be returned for 19 yards with a flag on the play. And it's for an illegal block, so it takes them from inside Wilmington's territory all the way back to their own 25. Costly penalty there. Billy White Shoes Johnson is the returner for the Destroyers. Billy Kilmer is their quarterback. Let's see how his card looks. I haven't faced these teams this year, so a little bit unfamiliar with it. Not quite as good as Wilmington's. I would say Wilmington has the better skill position. Dallas is probably looking to win this game defensively and on the ground. Off tackle left to Marv Hubbard. To those ends, he picks up 15 yards. Guessed wrong. He's got lots of short gains and a big hit on snake eyes. First and 10. Dallas is in their fourth pro set against the 3-4 defense for Wilmington. Pitch out right to Andy Johnson. It's guessed right, but it's still a short game. That picks up 11. Get a nice card there, or a nice roll there on 12. Guessed wrong. He has no more short game. That would have been a 66-yard run. Guessed wrong. That touchdown. Nice call there by Jay. You got to be careful. There's some very explosive offenses in this set. Offensive cards in this set, but you got to respect the run. You can't just call pass, because they will burn you. It's another good run call. That would have been a 6-yard pickup, reduced to a 1-yard pickup. Yes, right? Third and 9, a 0-yard gain there thanks to the nose tackle. Curly Culp, that's a 6. Pretty sure he's in the Hall of Fame. It's fun to play these 1970s cards because that was about when I started watching football. 75, I would have been 8 years old. So it's nice to see some of these guys. I didn't follow it as closely as a kid, but when the Seahawks came into existence, that was really when my interest peaked in football. Third and 9, just inside Wilmington territory, pass to White Shoes Johnson. Incomplete. Let's look at Wilmington's defensive cards. They have the Falcons. They're excellent against the run, good to excellent against the pass. So both these teams are stacked defensively. Flat passes are dangerous on these cards. That punt goes all the way into the end zone. I think it'll be a touchback. Don't think he's going to try to return that. Yeah, we got the bug. Happens on deep kick returns and punt returns. You have to exit and rejoin the game. Only as a spectator. If you're playing the game, it doesn't bother you. So let's see if we missed a play or just maybe more than one play. Nope, that's it. 1st and 10. Maybe he did take it out. Or maybe we missed a play that took it out to the 41. That's more likely. 7-0 Wilmington. They have the ball. Off tackle left to Ronnie Coleman. Get strong. Shredded 6. 0 gain on the D card. These stock D cards, they follow a similar pattern. That's what a fumble number will be. Against good teams, you usually have that with very little yardage, especially with 1 man in the zone, but even 0 men in the zone on the elite defenses. 2nd and 10, 15 minutes to go in the second quarter. Pitch out right to Coleman. Nobody's there. Get strong. It's going to pick up only 3. Third and 7. Slant to Jim Mandich, the tight end. Incomplete. It's a blank on Anderson's card. So that'll be a punt. Now, when you're facing that Dallas Destroyers defense, which is the Steelers defense of that era, you really hope it goes on the offensive cards. Look at that touchdown on 4 by Billy White Shoes Johnson. Don't want to punt to him more often than you need to. Goes for the coffin corner. Sometimes those are still returnable, but not this time. Seven nothing. Wilmington on top. Dallas has the ball. Bomb to Ron Jesse. 10-yard dump off. That'll be a first down for Dallas. First and 10, 13-12 to go in the second quarter. Post to Rich Castor being double covered. That's incomplete. I need to do some work here. 2nd and 10. Flair to Cullen Bryant on against the run call. It's going to lose 4 yards. That's those stock cards, man. They're tough. White die 6 is always a possibility, but you're like it's almost like a sack there when you hit those negative numbers. Dallas facing a 3rd and 14 now. 3-3-5, not showing blitz. Let's check out the offensive line for Dallas. We go 5-4, 6-7, 4-2, 5-4, 4-4. And the pass rushers for Wilmington, crossing pattern to run Jesse, it's going to be a dump off, but only for 8 yards. So that'll be another punt. We'll check the pass rush of Wilmington in the next possession. Let me close this. Okay, a little 48-yard punt with a 2-yard return. And it'll be 1st and 10 of Wilmington at their own 13. Flair right to Jeff Kinney. There's a 6. Oh, man, look at that. Not only does Dallas have a really good defense, but they got 6 rated linebackers there, so the white die 6 is not going to come into play as much. Well, I'm sorry, they have 2 6 rated linebackers and a 6 free safety, which they moved down. But that was a receiver reading guessed wrong for 10 yards because the guy who threw it to was being covered by Ted Hendricks, who was coming on a blitz. I'll tackle right to Horace King. Guessed wrong, nobody's there. Dreaded 6, we'll call that the dreaded 6 tonight. No gain. Bailout 6, maybe. I like call those rolls on the D card the bailout rolls. Ooh, there's a sack. Fly to Gene Washington on 2nd and 10. And down goes Anderson. Vandenherder comes on the. He's the one that the test was against. The sack was credited to Chris Handberger, but really, it was left in Vern Den Herder that caused the pressure. Crossing pattern to Charlie Joyner on 3rd and 17. Guessed right. 14-yard pickup. And that will force Wilmington to punt. Mike Bragg's in there. Gives it the old boot. 34-yard kick, coffin corner, because remember that punt return touchdown on 4 by White Shoes Johnson. Let me send this out to the league. The middle run to Haskell Standback. I think Tom's going to join us on the broadcast here, which is going to be pretty cool. He's a great play-by-play guy, and I'm trying to work on the summer sprint stuff. So let me see if I can give Tom a link to the broadcast. And I need the code. So I need to get a pre-file. Where? Championship. Watch game. Where am I at? Where am I at? There it is. Okay, 2nd and 5. So it's worth a little bit of delay. As and let me send the link out to the league too. Maybe other people want to watch it. Penalty on that play. Offsides against Wilmington after the 8-yard flat pass wrong moves Dallas into Wilmington territory, and they're going to decline that penalty. So that was a 9-yard flat pass guessed wrong. That's going to take it down to the 37. So Kilmer's card is not nearly as good as Anderson's on the short pass column, but flat pass, he's not too shabby. He's still not great, but when you got that kind of defense and you got those running backs, Frenchy Fuqua, the French Army, Pascal Stanbeck. Yeah, the offense doesn't look that great to me, except for the receivers are probably really good. The defense is so darn good that they've made it this far.
Hey, Dennis.
Off tackle left to Haskell Stanback. Guessed wrong, but there's 2 men in the zone because they were keying Frenchie. That was on 2nd and 1. That loses a yard. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Hey, Dennis, do you hear me?
The French were keyed on there, but that clogged things up for the real ball carrier. Colin Bryant checks into the game. Pretty good guessed wrong, pretty good guessed right too. Jay's got that 3-4, so you can watch against the flat passes.
I appear to be muted.
Bomb to Ron Jesse being double covered. That's gone nowhere. Hoping to catch him in a run call. That would have been a long game. Guessed wrong. Oh, I know why. You're not muted. I have my volume down, which is obviously isn't affecting my mic. Okay, now I can hear you. So I don't think you were muted there at all. I just couldn't hear you, so I was ignoring you. So I'm glad you're here, Tom.
Hey, Dennis.
Let me present mine to everyone. So this is you're joining. You haven't missed much. Slant to Rich Caster, guessed wrong, and a 4th and 2, and he fails. That was the only receiver roll. We needed a catchphrase for that when it's a max receiver and it lands on a 7.
Yeah.
How about the slanderous 7 or the? That's not very.
You probably.
The shitty 7. Slant to Jim Mandich. Guessed right. A single cover.
Well, I think my brother and I used both the dreaded 5 and the dreaded 7 because there's like the one number on wrong that was bad.
It can't be dreaded. It can't be dreaded. It's got to be a.
Obviously, my brother had used, I think, dreaded for both of those results. So your 2nd 10 for Jay here. Zone 38 is leading 7-0. I heard a little what you're saying before. Am I right, Ronnie Coleman?
Look at that. Can you imagine 19? Oh, wait a minute.
Oh, long game. Snake Eyes. 36 yards for Ronnie Coleman. What were the regular season records for these teams, Dennis? Do you know?
Yes, I do. Let me pull that up. They were both like 12 and 2 or something like that. But let me double check that.
Kenny Anderson, Charlie Joyner, Gene Washington. This is the team that you beat in the Super Bowl last year. Short pass to Jim Mandich. 3 defense gets the pass, blitzing 1. Always pass rush always a factor back in this era. Mustard for Kenny takes the 5-yard sack
from Jethro Pugh on the old must-run sack. Almost got the regular sack by one, Dennis, 55-56.
We got another view. We got Rick joined us. How's it going, Rick? I'm gonna put you on mute, okay, so we can let the play-by-play roll off.
Is that Rick Ramassier?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, Rick.
Hey, Rick. It's Tom Cook.
Second and 15 here.
Second and 15 for Wilmington at the DDS 31. I gotta go to the dentist, Dennis, when I see that.
Nice. Their pass rush comes from the middle with 2-9, as well as
Someone's got noise in the background bleeding into
I'll shut Rick, I'm gonna shut you down here just so we can get rid of the noise. So Rick's muted. There goes the noise. 7 up to Wilmington. They probably had the noise on because of a little bit of feedback or something.
Short pass to Gene Washington. Defense getting past one blitz on. And incomplete, but penalty offsides. That was probably that blitzing linebacker, Dennis, overly zealous. Putting second and 10. Yes, that's an excellent Kenny Anderson card. No doubt about that.
Yeah, I was saying like that for that era, I don't expect to have such a powerful card, but look at that. Guess Strong is like vintage Peyton Manning.
Yeah, well, the quarterbacks who would get good cards back then would get really good cards because the rest of the league was so bad with passing. It's always relative in Strat.
Right, but I'm just thinking about the rules in that era where the DBs could get away with a lot more aggressiveness, and it seemed like the quarterbacks got slammed down more. So I don't know.
Short pass Charlie Jordan. Second 10. Tim sitting on pass with a blitz pretty much these last couple of plays here. Now, what kind of kicker does Wilmington have? We know what era we're in here, so it's not conducive to kicking the ball successfully.
The Wilmington kicker is 2 through 6 only from 23 to 32. So this range should be really less than 50%.
No, we got to remember that this is the 10-yard move up, isn't it? Or is this now in the standard one?
No,
that got changed.
Yeah, that was like a little bit
a year or two ago.
73.
Okay.
74.
Yeah, a couple of years ago. That makes sense. 2 to 6 only.
Yeah, 2 through 8 and 12.
2 through 8 and 12. It gets closer.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is 7-0 in this era. This is dump off and white die or just white die?
Both dump off, white die, and variable field goal range. So
yeah, well, I know the variable field goal that's always going to be there, but this would be a decent spot to try and get 4 or 5 yards.
So I was right.
Both have a 10-0 lead.
Both Dallas and Wilmington were 12-2 in the regular season. Let's look at their contest. Dallas, did they play each other? I'm not seeing them playing each other. They were in different divisions.
If I remember, as you know, that of course I am an IFL alumnus. If I recall that this is the NFC with Tim is with Dallas, right?
Correct. Yep.
High Plains in the AFC, Dallas the NFC.
Exactly right. Still the same.
I was in this league from 1964 through 71 with the Manhattan Riflemen and the Manhattan Nullifiers. But I went like real New York, and put 2 teams in New York.
Nice.
Manhattan A and Manhattan N. Sonny Jurgensen was my NFL quarterback at that time. It was pre-merger, so NFL, AFL. All right, Babe Prilly and a cast of thousands on the AFL side.
Yeah, I just think these two teams are probably the 2 best teams in the league. Maybe you throw in Tim's AFC team in there, the High Plains Drifters, but these 2 teams are just stacked.
The High Plains is out of it. I thought I heard.
They are. I'm just saying that overall for the season, these 2 teams were the best 2 teams in the league, as well as High Plains. I mean, just based on the regular season, the records and the talent that they have.
I saw that Tim had Billy Kilmer at quarterback. I remember when Tim drafted Billy Kilmer on his halfback card. I think for the Saints it was 65, 66, around there.
Yeah, something like that.
Used as quarterback.
That happened again recently with Joe Theismann being drafted as a punter.
3 wide, 1 fullback. Short pass Ray Jarvis. So Jay trusting Kenny Anderson. Why not with that nice card? Dump off, as you brought it up, 5 on a 10 was a 1-55 sack. But Kenny eludes the rush, dumps it off for 20 yards. It's as far as you McInnes can go. Not you McElhaney. He could go further. But you McInnes only 20 yards. Jay will take that. First and goal at Dallas 6. Tim's got to be upset about that one.
Yeah, the strength of Tim's team is that Pittsburgh Steelers pass D card. But if Jay goes up by 2 touchdowns, that his offensive game plan can change a little bit, and he can go a lot more conservative.
Let's see if Jay just tries to slam it in here, because traditionally those Pittsburgh cards are ripe with interceptions. So he's throwing it, taking the chances against the blitz as well. And down goes Kenny from Ted Hendricks, the Mad Stork, I believe is the nickname, with the 5-yard sack, second and goal for the 11, 3 on 8. I was really surprised there. First and goal from the 5. You're up 7-0 in this era. It's almost halftime. He's got Pittsburgh. You know what the sack situation is like in this era. I might try and run it straight ahead a few times. See what I get.
He's got good guest right runners. Ronnie Coleman, look at that on a guest right on the line buck. Get your
center 5, right guard 6. Maybe you can go full house to get the extra bump in the blocking. Of course, these are stock team defensive cards, so you're not going to get the blocking nearly as many blocking readings as you get in the with the draft league cards. And remember, right, Ronnie Coleman defense against him pass. This could be good for Jay. Defensive outside +9. Jim Manich makes the block. He's a Miami Dolphin. He knows how to do that. Kenny Houston, one of my old players, gets injured for the rest of it. You guys have in-game injuries on in the postseason in this league, Dennis?
Yep, they're on during the regular season and the postseason. But good news. Good news for Dallas is he only loses them until the half. It's only 3 more minutes.
That's big. So so does he not assign the injuries anymore? It's just the Strat-O-Matic system.
There are for the tight ends and the wide receivers. He has some chart that has them sit certain games based on the number of receptions they had during the regular season, but not the injuries that just happened organically for the other positions.
Third and goal from the 2 for Wilmington. Huge play here. Even the field goal would not be automatic. What's the field goal here, Dennis? 1-2. Plus, you could lose a yard easily. He goes full house this time. Gene Washington coming by 6. Linebacker Ronnie Coleman defense gets his run. While the zone is plugged, my card, your card, perhaps.
It's only 2 through 8.
It's a fumble -1. And is that a fumble?
No, it's an individual.
Fumble the ball.
It's individual fumble ratings, even though it showed the fumble split. It was a
okay, but it was an individual fumble, and he did lose a yard or 2. It looks like.
So 2 through 8 and 12.
19.
2 through 8 and 12 is a field goal chance.
2 to 8 and 12 only for Jim Leitholt. Jay needs this one for Leitholt. He needs it bad. And he gets it on a snake eyes roll of 2, makes it 10-0. That's a nice lead to have. Although it says white die 6 and dump off. I heard you reciting Tim's offense earlier, saying that you didn't think it was all that exciting. Look at that opponent kick coverage, Dennis. Always important. As the kick goes down to 3, returned only 10 yards. And this era, you get a lot of good kick returning cards in the 60s and 70s and 80s, Dennis.
Yeah, I have a feeling. Oh, go ahead.
I'm gonna mute 1 moment. I gotta adjust my my position.
Sounds good. So here we go. 1st and 10. 2:24 to go in the half. Dallas trailing 10-0 and in desperate need of something on offense to get them into scoring range. They want it to be a 1-score game at the half. To start the game, Dallas got the ball first, so Wilmington will get the ball after halftime. Pitch out left to Andy Johnson, guessed right, but it's a 4 with nobody in the zone on the D card. We saw Jay hit a big run on a snake eyes. That's exactly the kind of play that Tim needs right now to get them back in the game. And I say back in the game, it's only a 10-0 lead, and it's not even halftime yet, but you don't want to get too far behind when your quarterback isn't dynamic and your runners are not dynamic. I mean, they're all right. Guess strong, Andy Johnson's pretty good, but really the key is that defense for Dallas, and they haven't really come into play yet. It's been Ken Anderson's show so far.
Now, what kind of defensive cards does Jay have?
He's got the Atlanta Falcons, so he's pretty good too. Excellent and good to excellent.
Oh, very nice.
Not a lot of
good readings
on either of these defensive cards.
Off tackle left, Cullen Bryant, defense against the pass. Now, does Jay play a 3-4 by default?
He does, yes. So
okay.
The 70s is when you started seeing the 3-4s come into vogue.
Sure, absolutely.
He's one of the early adopters there with the Falcons.
That's true. 3rd and 5 for the Dentists. No, for the Dallas Destroyers, TDS. 90 seconds before the half. So if Jay can get a stop here and call timeout, we'll see what he does. Don't want to be too aggressive if he gets the ball back, though, against that Pittsburgh secondary. Pick 6 turns the whole game around, of course. Pro set 3-3-5. Tim's conservative. He may run it here. Trying to look for a blocking reading or breaking containment against this middle linebacker 5.
Yeah, he's going for a
Flat pass
full.
left, Colin Bryant, and complete for 3 yards only. You see the error interception of 4 is 2 to 8 in this era. 4th and 2, and Jay does not call timeout here. Who gets the ball to start the second half?
Jay does, so he's probably.
Or maybe he's going
to turn over. Being
yeah, although you could try the field goals. I mean, yeah, the net punting isn't too good back here either. 42-yard punt, 6-yard return. So you're at your own 43. He's got the full complement of timeouts. Saving that timeout means he can run the ball a few times here, maybe get a couple of short gains or something without having to put it up in the air against a Steeler defense. Maybe somehow get into a long field goal chance.
Yeah, he's got the more explosive quarterback, the more explosive running back, and the more explosive receivers. So why not air it out here? Look at those receiver cards.
Why not? Because you're up 10-0, you're getting the ball back, and he's got deep interceptions all over the place. I would play conservative here, personally. You don't in this era, in this matchup.
But Gene Washington and Charlie Joyner, you get one of those receivers, you're going a long way. But I know what you're saying.
That's true, but I would play conservative here. I'm already up 10-0. I'm already feeling a little lucky. It's not my field goal kicker is not 2017. I'm gonna see he's gonna be 2 to 6 even if I get down there. I sort of feel like a big interception. The potential of a pick 6 is more hurtful than my odds of getting into good shape. Plus, I might hit something on the run. You saw the end run. You had a long gain of 2, a short gain of 4. Off tackle left, Reggie Harris with a guy that would like to see a draw play there, Jay. Offensive onside tackle, 72 gains of 7 yards anyway. How tough these defenses are, the guy in his zone. Gives him a 3rd and 4. He should call timeout here, but maybe he's not.
Well, we hasn't made a call yet. I think he's thinking about it. You might as well. Yeah, one short game and you're in field goal range.
No, we decided to go hurry up instead.
Wow.
Like I said, he knows. I think my defense can win it against this guy. I know you're saying it's only 10-0, Dennis, but those Pittsburgh interceptions have got to be formidable. Let's take a look at them on the card for me because I don't have it in front of me. Yeah, I don't want to miss a play.
Yeah, it's 2 through 7.
Long pass, one man.
Oh no, 2 through 6 and 11 and 12 one pass long man.
Oh, that's not that great. Okay.
2 through 7 on 3 minutes, and 2 through 10 with 4 minutes on 2 through 10 and 12.
Yeah, that's not as good as I was fearing. A couple early years, I know they had like double picks and. That's also a clean pick on 12. So they do have double picks. And you look at the wrong team; they're 2 to 8 and 12. The 2 to 9 and 12 long pass one man with a clean one on 12.
Yeah, my bad.
So I wouldn't want to take my chances in this spot here. I'm getting the ball back in the second half. It's 10-0. My field goal kicker might be shaky. It's just sack fumbles and interceptions. I don't know. Of course, you're defending.
I'm surprised. It looks like Tim decided not to try to return it. He's got Billy Whiteshoes Johnson with a touchdown on 4. He just let it bounce.
Well, it says the ball takes a bounce. Forced punt, pull out bounce die, so I don't think that was voluntary.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Of
course, you're the defending Champions League, Dennis. So who am I to give you to dispute your what you would have done there, or your strategy there in the last minute for the Wilmington? What are they? What's the name? They're not the Hens, are they?
The Wilmington Generals.
Wilmington Generals.
Yes. That's actually the mascot of my college here is the Stagehens. So don't mess with the mighty Stagehens.
The Stagehens?
Sagehens, the Pomona Pitts Stagehens. This is Greg Popovich's old university.
His alma mater.
Yeah, well, before he coached here, I don't think he went to
school.
Oh,
I see. I got you.
Before he started coaching in the pros. Take a knee to Billy Kilmer, save those carries. I know he was trying to hit Andy Johnson's 66-yarder, but save it.
Only 83 yards of offense the first half for the Destroyers. To 184 for the Generals, led by the field general, Kenny Anderson. 12 carries, 94 yards for Ronnie Coleman.
Wilmington, during the regular season, had 2 shutouts. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other times they held their opponents under 10 points.
And this is a dump off white die 6 era. It's also, of course, the 70s. So you're going to get that heavy defense going. Yeah. He's got good cards. He's got good cards, good ratings, good coach. What more do you need?
I got a bad feeling whoever I face in the Super Bowl is going to just take me to the woodshed. My team is not up to snuff to these two teams.
Oh, you're in the Super Bowl. I thought
Yeah.
someone else had beaten them. Okay. Hard to keep track, Dennis. You're in so many leagues and you're always winning championships and making the Super Bowl.
No, this is the league that I beat. On the other side, I beat Tim's team with O.J. Simpson.
Yes. Okay.
It was a very lucky win.
I remember that. That's how you shoot with box score. Yeah.
I can work on some summer sprint stuff here now while they're taking a break.
That's right. By the way, I saw you did the temple. You sent out my my report for my units and stuff as a
model.
As a model, and of course I had it wrong because I had sent you KR1 and KR2 with no PR. So I just sent you an email a while ago telling you that it should be KR1 and PR1.
Yeah, I'm fine with that format, but yeah, you're right. I should have actually read it before giving that as a model to the league.
Yeah. Well, all you do is edit it into changing it to PR2 for Walter, PR1 rather, for Walter Stanley.
Sounds good.
Who needs to earn his money since I ruined my team by drafting him.
You could have named your team after him.
Stanley Steamers.
There you go.
No, well, I'm down on that team, as you know. They haven't even broken camp yet, but I'm down on the team. So I was like, let me just give them the same Lincoln County Letterman name. And I like the London Executioner's name now.
They might surprise you. Just got to make the playoffs. Because, I mean, if you thought about the playoffs of Battle Royale before we actually played the games, you never would have picked Washington to be your champion, based on the other teams that were in the field. So just make the field.
But I knew that was a good team.
Yeah.
If you remember, I avoided them, and when I had the chance to pick somebody, I avoided them because of the matchup. Also, I like the matchup with Nathan's team, and we're on the way to the second half. There's a touchback from Errol Mann kicking off for the Destroyers. And if Tim commits some turnovers, Dennis, it could be the Self-Destroyers. Watch out for that. So the generals march back out. There's got to be Horace King at fullback. Ray Mansfield's the center. Not a lot of pass blocking, it looks like here. Again, it's the 70s. Lima Corns King. Defense gets his pass. 4 minute short pass. Trying to goad James the deep call. And -1 again. Jay keeps hitting at 6 -1.
But you know what Jay wants? Jay wants him to start calling run consistently and then get a receiver rating on one of those guys.
Yes. I think what Jay really wants to do is see the clock advance as quickly as possible and continue dominating on defense.
Fair enough.
2nd and 11. But we'll see. I think Lima Corns King. I would not be surprised to see an extremely conservative Jay Villing on offense until Tim shows that he can, cross the 50 or something. Is that 6 again, -1?
Yeah, we've seen that before with Jay in the modern leagues where he has a Mike Glennon-led offense, and he'll just, play it nice and conservative, let his defense and flat passing win the game for him.
Well, he's up 10-0, and he's got an excellent defense, and the area is just not conducive to scoring a lot of points. Especially Tim's offense against his defense is not great, and Tim's got a lot of turnovers in that pass defense. And, an interception in your own end could do it for you. Now, we saw him throw it on 3rd down in Tim's territory. 3rd and 12 here at his own 18. Let's see if he throws it again. Yes, short pass Jim Manders, go by the 5. Can Houston back in the game? Tim is not blitzing. He's double teaming or shadowing Kenny, it looks like. Picked up 2-3. There it is. Intercepted on a 12 on Kenny's card, 2-3 and 12. So Tim's going to get to the 30-yard line. Ken Reeves, but he does not go anywhere. That's a bug on the answer advancement. It says no, and he did because he didn't say no. Instead, he returned it 20 yards, it looks like.
Yeah, okay. Come on, Strat-O-Matic, fix these bugs.
Yeah, maybe next version. Do they know about that one? You need to report that, Dennis. You're more task oriented than I am.
Sounds good. But look at that, 2-3 and 12, and he picked it off. That's not what I'm sure he was preparing for the interceptions, but not that on that roll.
Yeah, I bet Jay wishes now he had taken that ultra conservative route, which I might have done. It can really work in certain situations. If I'd play one more play of ultra conservative on defense in Battle Royale, I might have pulled that game out. That was when I gave up my third touchdown in the first quarter and a half. It was an uncharacteristic safety moving out of the zone with that team. First and goal from the 9 for the Destroyers. They go in a full house backfield. Off tackle left to Colin Bryant. Defense calls run 2-yard pickup. Bryant not that great. Gets right surprisingly. That was on the defense's card with the zone flooded.
This is where I would not be conservative if I was Tim. You got that first down. I would have passed it there.
Well, he was blitz. He was showing blitz, I think, and I don't know. Maybe Tim said, "Let me try one safe play." If he gets his pass, Bryant might have short gains in that card. I don't know. So we got full house 3-4 blitz again. Frenchie Fuqua, Marv Hubbard. It was on my team. I think on this team.
No idea. Before my time.
I drafted him as my running back for this era. And the guy trades him off tackle left to Colin Bryant. Defense gets his right. +3. You see Bryant's got some good positive yardage there. And on the wrong, he's got the equivalent of some short gains. So Tim also not wanting to challenge the pass defense up close here. Supreme against the passes for Dallas, not for Wilmington.
Yeah, I guess the last thing you want is a interception.
Excellent, good, like you said. Pick up 2 11 12 4 men. Now he's gotten close enough that maybe you can throw a pass here because the run is more of a threat for Jay. Let's see what he does. Full house backfield. I can't believe Marv Hubbard is on this team. 1975. Are you kidding me?
You can't believe he's doing that?
No, because he got traded. I drafted him to be the running back for the 70s for that team, for the early part of the 70s. Well, 75 is not as good anymore. 71 through 75, I think, were his best. 74, I think, were his best years. Third and goal from the 4. Full house 3-4 blitz. Off tackle left to Andy Johnson. No linebackers there. -1 and a fumble.
You got to throw it.
Wilman recover. I'm pretty sure there was a fumble there.
Yeah,
and
oh no, I'm wrong.
It was a fumble, but Andy Johnson recovered it. Did not try to advance. Tim's going to take the short field goal attempt with Errol Man. Once again on the board, it's up and good. And that was a 7, Dennis. It was a white die 3. So if that was a 7, it would have been a touchdown on if Kilmer has 7, which you can check out real quick and see.
Yeah.
Kick goes into the end zone. You can take it out of the end zone back here because it's only 2 yards deep. 28-yard return by Vic Washington. He's got both the Washingtons. Gene is the one who...
Billy Kilmer 7 is still incomplete.
Okay, so it wouldn't have helped them, but it would have been less dramatic. Gene Washington, this is the San Francisco Gene Washington, I believe. There was one in Minnesota for a time also. Flat pass right to Mean Gene, throwing at the 5 linebacker. Defense calls pass. This team has been done since I've been watching. 2nd and 2, white die 6 for Kenny. Ron Coleman. Jay's got to feel like he dodged a bullet there, holding Tim to a field goal.
Exactly. I was just going to say that. If you cut it to 10-7, you feel a lot better than if you only get to 10-3.
Yes. Short pass, Charlie Jones. There's a play action, Dennis. Tim calling run this time.
Oh,
incomplete.
Wow.
Kenny's card. Only 2, 10, 11, and 12 incomplete. Charlie Joyner, is he on the Bengals yet here? Or is he still in the Oilers? Yes, on the Bengals here. 19.6 average. Got a hold of the big hits there. 1926 short.
Yeah, I think he went to the Chargers in 79 or so.
Yeah, but he was on the Oilers before he was at Cincinnati. So that's what I was saying. I was saying he was on the Oilers. If this is an Oilers card or a Bengals card, it's a Bengals card. 3rd and 2 for Wilmington. At their own 34. Who is that Jay Kinney? I don't know that guy. Jeff Kinney. Looking past Gene Washington. He gets a pass. Vacates the flat pass. It will be guessed right on Kenny's card. No men in the zone, however. Big play here in the game. Receiver gets right incomplete for Gene Washington. He's just not used to those underneath the roots in 1975. Dennis. He likes to go down the sideline.
Yeah, that's 3-6.
May have been intimidated by Kenny Houston, the strong safety coming up. 4th and 2 for Mike Bragg. Never a good punter. Almost always has a block. Let's see what he has this year. Oh, no block. He's fine. Put a flagrant face mask against Wilmington. 15 yards. That's a tough one to live with, Dennis. You're trying to protect your punter. What happened here? Dallas. It was after the kick, of course.
Yeah, it was on the return.
It was on the return. Some roughhousing on the sideline. The gunner and the other guy getting mixed up, and the Wilmington coverage guy grabbing the face mask violently and right in front of the referee. Bad move there by the Wilmington special teams player. 1st and 10 for the Dentists at their own 48. We'll take it right to Haskell Standback. +4 Haskell call doesn't look too bad. Offsetting penalties, bring that one back.
I guess that DDS is an appropriate term because it's been like pulling teeth for Tim to pick up first downs today.
Pump. Well, it's a numbing sensation, Dennis, for the offense for the Dentists. 1st and 10 for DDS at their own 48. They trail 10-3. They've done nothing offensively since we've been here. Off tackle left for Marv Hubbard. No one there. Getting 7 + 5. Guess right. Sets up a 2nd and 5. Best field position outside of course, the interception return down to the 9-yard line, but excellent field position here for the Destroyers. Midway through the 3rd quarter, 2nd and 5. I mean, you still want to be patient because of the error and the defensive matches. Both these teams' defenses have the advantage, I would say, on the offenses. As good as Kenny is, the pass rush is a great equalizer, and it's not like Jay has the best running backs in the world. So they're not bad, but I guess 2nd and 5 for the Destroyers at the Wilmington 47. Off tackle left, Cullen Bryant defense gets the pass, puts a linebacker in there. A 3 again, holding on Dallas, brings it back 10 yards. You have to love the role that the penalties are playing in this drive.
Yeah.
Now, do you guys use a fairly inefficient penalty card, or is there a little more penalties on there than you'd like?
I think it's been pretty fair. It's
Okay.
It's indicative of the era. I don't think there's been a lot of penalties, even in this one. 3 on one side, 4 on the other side. They just come at bad times.
2nd and 15 for the Destroyers at their own 43. I don't mind playing penalties.
Yeah.
I haven't done it in a few years, but I don't mind it. 2nd and 15. Ron Jesse, receiver right. Who's that? W. Johnson.
Well,
Wendell Johnson?
White shoes.
Wilbur Johnson?
It's Billy White shoes.
It's okay. They tricked me with the white shoes. Only 10.6 average. We saw there a 2-yard loss is White Shoes Johnson. Good man. They should bet Billy White Shoes Johnson to make it easier. But 3rd and 17. The Dentists going the wrong way. The end zone's LA, Dallas. The penalty loss yardage 3rd and 17. Will Tim air it out, or will he do a run and hope to hit like an 8 double box?
Yeah.
If he has to punt it.
Maybe a flat pass, try to hit the white die 6, get like that 23 yards.
That free safety is only a 4. So you might see Jay drop the other guy back. So you throw a short pass to Ron Jesse, probably is a big average. Short pass to Joe Sweet. Sweet call, possibly. No. 6-yard dump off.
It was a sweet call, but it was not a sweet result.
No, sweet call, but sour taste in Tim's mouth as his punter comes out onto the field. 4th and 11 for Dave Green, and he booms one into the end zone. I don't even think that H.L. Whittington will decide to take that one out.
This might crash. I noticed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
The dreaded punt into the end zone crash. Yeah. I haven't seen that one yet, Dennis.
Yep, that happens. If it goes deep in the end zone. I thought it was a little bit deeper, but even only 4 yards deep, there's something wrong with it's only the spectator because it doesn't affect the coaches. But there's something wrong when it goes there. It's like not showing the same result on the spectators as opposed to the coaches.
Yeah, now Dennis, does this have anything to do with the impetus of the football?
I don't know.
As Byron in the forum will tell you. The stupid rule with the
So we missed one play on first down and gained 5 yards.
Okay.
Oh yeah, with it going out of the end zone, yeah.
Offense fumbles out of the end zone, touchback. Oh, I hate that rule so badly.
Only a 1 yard pickup there as he stuffed his free safety in the linebug zone. After he saw Jay do that twice. See, now this is what Jay does. He does the same play on first down. Now he gets you calling something that you're not expecting. You know, he's going to run a line buck again. Nope. he'll air it out. So we'll see what happens. 3rd and 4. I think Jay's setting up Tim. May have lost to lose Tom. Oh, you're there. Did you mute yourself? I see you muted. Maybe you did that intentionally. So let's just keep going. 3rd and 4. Pitch out right to Ronnie Coleman. 2-yard pickup only, and that'll be 4th and 2.
Yes,
So,
I did that intentionally because I was going to be using voice to get back into the game.
Oh, yours crashed too. Gotcha.
And I was using voice to my voice commands to punch in the code. So not booming punt. I was going to say Jay's punter, nothing to boast about, but Mike Bragg gets the 63-yard punt. Snake eyes, dueling snake eyes. Tim can't like that either. 63-yard punt, and again it was supposed to be a coffin corner. He's really respecting white shoes. Is that touchdown only on 2?
4. He's got a touchdown on 4.
Oh, well, yeah. Well, that certainly merits a lot of respect. 1st and 10. I just want to see Billy White shoes doing that dance in the end zone.
Exactly.
Looking past Andy Johnson, the 5 is there. Defense close pass. Oh, receiver is right, incomplete. Nice receiving card for Andy, but not that time. The New England Patriot. Court to the running backs, and either 77 or 78. They had 4 players with 500 or more yards rushing, well, 3 running backs and Steve Grogan, I recall. 2nd and 10 for the Destroyers. 4:48 to go. 10-3. Nice rugged ball game, just like you like to see this in the era, like you expect. IFL specializing in recreating the era.
Tim looking for that plus 66 on Andy Johnson's card in run.
I'll take a left. Cullen Bryant of one of those fake short game rolls. His linebacker zone -1 +5. Loses 1. Greg Bingham, the 5 linebacker, makes the play, setting up 3rd and 11 for the Destroyers at their own 16.
Bryant not doing much today. 7 carries for 9 yards.
And Joe Sweet checks back in. He was the target last time on 3rd and long. It was 3rd and 17. If you're going to throw it on 3rd and 17, I guess you're going to throw it on 3rd and 11.
You'd think so.
Especially when you're losing by a touchdown. 4 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter. Flat pass left to Cullen Bryant. No one there. Guess wrong. Only 4 men there. 9 yards. Sets up 4th and 2. Not enough for the first down. You can add it to the punt. Kilman 9 of 17, 55 yards. As Dave Green, comes out. I think he's a future Buccaneer. I'm not positive. Maybe a Cardinal at this time. I don't recall. 40-yard punt for the 2-back. Center on the 27. And is that Larry Jones?
Yep.
I need to get to the eye doctor and get glasses. I was thinking this morning. He's got the fumble on 10. You got to watch out for that. Strat doesn't do that in the modern seasons anymore, as far as I've seen. Even for the Washington guy fumbled like 6 times a couple years ago. Not Washington, Denver. But my guy fumbles on 10, but I factored that into the math, Dennis. So that's going to hurt me. 1st and 10 for Wilmington, their own 29. 3:18 to go. You know, now Ronnie Coleman's fatigued. I don't know the other half, I guess. No, he's not fatigued. Off the right for Ronnie Coleman. Defense calls run. And Coleman gains 1.
And again, Tim was calling run, plugging his zone. So he's inching down. You know, that's the way the play action works. You inch your free safety down. You get him in the box. And then next thing you know, somebody's going over the top. And Ken Anderson's quite capable of that, too.
4-3 blitz. We saw Jay throw looking earlier into Bill Bergey's zone. We saw him throw flat at the 5. We also saw him get intercepted on 3rd down. Looking back to Washington, but the 6 is there. And the blitz is still in effect because you have a 5th guy on the line.
Yeah, go ahead.
Receiver gets right, +8 for Mean Gene. Jay will take that. 3rd and 1. The stock team defensive cards from this era that are good. They really hurt you if you get the running zone plugged with that linebacker in there. Tough to advance.
Jay's got a 4 and a 0 on the right side to run at behind his left tackle, Leon Gray. So maybe he'll head that direction.
Well, you have to imagine Tim's definitely going to plug probably for this 4. Maybe an end run right at this 5 will probably be free if your guy's any good, or maybe a flat pass or a short pass is sometimes not a bad play. 3rd down and 1 or 2, you get 3 guys there. End run right running at the 5 is plugged. Tim wisely plugs it. It could have done the off tackle plug, but didn't. And there it is. 7 is -1. That would have been 3 yards at a first down. So a good plug by Tim as he pushes Ronnie Coleman back under 100 yards. He had it even before that play. And it's going to be Mike Bragg as the punters are taking over here in the third quarter. Coffin corner, he's trying to keep it away from White Shoes. I think he's still returning about 1 and 6. Only a 36-yard net. So Tim's getting a little bit of a bonus, a little bit of a benefit, I should say, from Jay doing the Coffin corners as a result of Tim's great punt returner.
Yeah, but one of those that could be a game-changing play. So you give up that half a first down of field position every time, or 10 yards if you have to.
Absolutely, especially in this game. Absolutely, but Tim's getting a slight benefit still. Job. What I'm saying is just from having White Shoes Johnson on his team, he's getting at least some benefit, even if he's not getting the shots of that 4 like you'd like.
Absolutely.
Let's see if Tim goes with the run here. I haven't seen any draw plays. I mean, Jay's been plugging one of these inside long. There's a run call. Emron left +5, and then Johnson's guard. Emron right is always dangerous when you're rolling the running back score. -6 on a 9, -4 on a 6. There's that box score is +66 you talked about. I was about to say we haven't seen any draw plays. Jay's been calling pass and putting one guy up there. Tim's been running left maybe a little more than he should. Kind of making it a little easy for Jay. 2nd and 5. I think you'll see a run here. Tim wants to break containment. He knows he needs a big play sooner or later. Will we see a bomb to Ron Jesse in one of these spots? Short pass Rich Castor, incomplete on Billy Kilmer's card. Mr. Wobbly football. 13 units for short pass right completion. Pretty decent wrong card. 7, 12, 16, 17, 19. Interception split on a 10. It is the mid-70s. 3rd and 5. Containment in effect. All these guys are two-way ratings, of course. This is 55s and 66s and things of that nature.
Checking out Will's defensive card here on a run. If you go up the middle, Linebook has a 5 and a 6 on 7 and 8, and a 5 and a 6 on off tackle 7 and 8. You can try to run it and behind those big hog mollies and see if you can pick up a first down on the ground.
Yeah, maybe make it a draw play. Well, it's not impossible that Jay will call a run here. I mean, he's played Tim a lot in this area. He knows what Tim's doing. Off tackle left to Brian. There it is. He went to 7 or 8 that Dennis talked about. He gets 6 yards at a first down, beating containment on the white die 3. Cullen Bryant able to stretch out past the line to gain, and that gives Dallas a big first down just off the fourth quarter. Time is a factor here. You say it's only a 1 touchdown game, Tom. This is not a good offensive matchup for Tim's team, and they've been laboring. Long pass, Rich Castro, double team by the linebacker. 7 is incomplete. And you look at this killing long pass card. It only has 4 units of long pass right, and 1, 3, 7, 9, 10 long pass wrong. So we see why Tim has not really been aggressive with the bomb.
And by the way, that was the first down of the second half for the Dallas Destroyers.
And of course, stock cards. Some of these cards are very stingy, and this Atlanta card is stingy. So you can see even a long pass, 1 man wrong, doesn't look that great. Then I see when the free safety 4 and a corner 4. I'm left to Andy Johnson. Defense guessing pass has a short game. That's what Tim needs. Give me some wrong run calls. Hit my card, or get no man in the zone. At least I can get stuck in some positive yardage. Maybe get some play action going. How about maybe a flat pass the next time you're expecting a run call? A little flat pass to Andy Johnson with a short pass to Castro or Jesse to get the big yardage. I'm assuming Jesse has big yardage. That's what he was known for. Only a 13.3. So short pass, Rich Castro. That's why he's the man. Receiver gets right, 18 yards and a huge first down. The 7 incomplete we saw before. Castro will be the number 1 target. And the Destroyers with by far the best drive of the game. They only 83 yards in the first half. They're at the Wilmington 33. And they still got 33 more yards to go. Coming out 10 for 20. Tim clicking faster as he's getting into a rhythm on offense. Off tackle right to Andy Johnson. Good run call by Jay. But Tim ran to the right this time, not to the left. And he got 5 yards. Makes it 2nd and 5. As Rick Massier has seen enough, Dennis. He left. 2nd and 5. Second and 5 for the dentists, the Destroyers. I feel like Dennis has abandoned me after I asked him not to abandon me. Or if they go left to Hubbard, it's a short yardage call by the defense. But 3 is a 3-yard gain. Hubbard's car gets right. The veteran, hard-nosed fullback. 3rd down and 2 for Tim at the Wilmington 25. Dennis, you there? You cannot be heard right now. Tim will go for it to get this because the field goal went 2, 6, 11, and 12 against this very good defense. Maybe a looking pass. He's been bringing one guy up. He's probably not going to leave both there. Fuqua usually can catch on it. I don't know these cards this particular year. I don't know 975 that well. I'll take a right defensive field when it's a short yardage, no gain. Looking pass would have been a receiver. Tim's going to have to go for it here. 12 minutes to go. 4th and 2 at the 25. 2, 6, 11, 12. There's hardly something to get excited about. Dennis, you're muted. Are you aware of that? I think you are now muted. Microphone off. Oh, I missed the 4th down call. And now he got away with not throwing the flat pass. I wouldn't throw the flat pass here, I don't think. I mean, not full house. This is a tough spot here for Tim. Off tackle left to Brian. He tries to run it again. No gain. Turns the ball over and downs. And he's running it so much. One of those short yardage situations, a flat pass would have been, I think, the call. But stay with the run twice. He can get it. Again, these are not the Giraffe League defensive cards. You know, all those blocking readings all over the defense. Yeah, they earn it. Off tackle right to Horace King. Defense gets a pass. No linebackers there. Jay running at the 6. Not as many defensive ratings either, so 4, it's a short gain. Horace King with a pretty nice card there. Guessed incorrectly.
Yeah, you almost wish he would have gone with a flat pass there. Let me look at his quarterback's card.
You're talking about Tim. Yeah, that's what I was saying. On the 3rd and 2, I wanted a looking pass, and he didn't do it. And he got what would have been a receiver reading, back to the ground on 4th and short.
And he's
been running it so much, I would like to see a flat pass on one of those 2 plays. Off tackle left to Horace King. There's a man there. Linebacker zone -1. Bill Berge makes the play. Former Eagle, and he might have been a Bengal earlier in his career. I don't recall.
You know more about this era of football than I do.
2nd and 11. I don't know for the draft. I think he might have been a Bengal the first couple years. I don't recall. 2nd and 11 for Wilmington at their own 39. Short pass, Charlie Joyner. 3-minute zone. Defense gets his pass as a blitz on. Picked off 2 to 7. There it is. Interception by the vaunted Steelers Supreme secondary. That's going to be at his own 45. Jim Johnson runs back 15 yards to the Wilmington 40. So yeah, Tim was looking forlorn moments ago, but now he's looking like he's got a chance here.
Tim will be happy he missed that sack. It was a 55% chance of a sack, so random roll was 67.
The pressure causing Kenny to throw the ball in a hurry, Dennis. Maybe we'll see a bomb shot to Ronnie Jesse somewhere around here. Short pass, Rich Castro is probably better. Get that receiver and get the big yardage. Looking pass, Andy Johnson. There's a looking pass against the run call. Broken up. It's headed 2 to 4. Coming gets wrong. Only not that great, but you can throw it. It's not awful. You can throw it. Make him respect it a little bit. He's been planting a linebacker and linebacker like the entire time we've been watching the game.
I had to leave for a second to talk to Joe Golden. He's looking for his last player for his summer sprint draft.
He's looking for love in all the wrong places. 10th round, Dennis. What position group does he need?
Halfback. I think the guy he wanted is he said.
Look, there you go. Looking pass wrong. That's front plus 10. 10 on 10. There you go. Flat pass wrong. You're gonna get some nice hits here.
Yeah, but remember, I think the 7 would have been a completion. No, the 7 is even an incompletion on Kilmer's card. So that's
I want it on 3rd and 2 with a receiver. Now, Dennis, you have a rule where no one can listen to the game when you're calling it. So Tim's not listening, right?
Right.
Or Jay.
I didn't even share the broadcast out with those guys. When I shared it out with the league, they moved their email addresses.
That's true. There you go. Long pass, Ron Jesse. Incomplete. Although you could listen to it on the YouTube channel live, I think, if this is Marco Reeves catches my games that way sometimes.
True. Well, that's a good point. I didn't think about that.
Well, there's no way around that, really, as far as I know.
Well, you could make it unlisted and then publish.
That's true. But you want to let guys watch the show, so honor system, I guess. Second, and plus, we never really, plus maybe never talked about it in this league. We talked about it in one of the other leagues, so that maybe some of these coaches weren't in at that time. 5-yard run from Marv Hubbard sits at 3rd and 5.
And it is on the YouTube. You're like about 30 seconds to a minute behind.
Okay. 3rd and 5 for the Destroyers. The Wilmington 25. Big play here. You got to be thinking 4 downs here. So a running play would not be out of the question. Jay goes 3-4, makes it hard to throw flat confidently here.
Well, we looked at.
He knows Jay doesn't. He knows that Tim doesn't want to go deep. The safety's going to come up. Yeah, you don't want to yell the sack. You could try a long pass to Jesse and see what happens, or you could try an inside run. I would say off tackle or linebucker, maybe off tackle or linebucker, or bomb to Jesse. Those would be my options. What do you think?
Well, you don't run here because he stayed 3-4. That means he might call run and just move his free safety up. I think I would go for a pass, flat or short. Probably short. Okay. No, not against that card.
There's a low pass to Jesse. Nobody there, but he gets correctly incomplete. So he's almost something a defense's card there.
2 through 6, I love it from this range. You got to get a field goal sometime if you want to win it, I guess.
And the kick is good. Holding call against Dallas on the penalty, and Jay will push back the Destroyers, and that hurts. Maybe now you see the punt at the coffin corner, because this is not 2016, where you can try the 52-yard kick fairly easily. And also, the punches are bad enough. You might get a nice coffin corner for the 35, so the automatic touchback. This is not no man's land in this area, Dennis. As you can see, we get the 31-yard coffin corner. And Wilmington's down to zone 4, 1st and 10. 7.5 minutes to go. It gets late early, Dennis.
Indeed.
4-3 blitz. Tim thinking I can make it a 10-5 ball game. Then maybe hit a grand slam, make it 10-9.
Then, if you're Jay, you're going to run it here then, right?
Probably. Unless I feel confident that Tim's going to do something aggressive, such as blitz and call run, short yardage or whatever, run key or something, flood flats and call run. I've been burned so many times being too aggressive late, Dennis, like in that with the interception, Dennis, in the Battle Royale game. We'll take a right to Ronnie Coleman. It's plugged. Nice call by Tim. We've seen this guy go backwards numerous times in the last quarter. No gain that time, which is an improvement on the -1 that Jay's constantly hitting in the second half. 2nd and 10, but you get down to under 7 minutes of time. King only had 61 carries in the NFL that year. Could be his rookie card, possibly, which he becomes the Lions' full-time fullback in a couple of years. He became a good receiving fullback. I think 1978 he had a nice, maybe a 50-catch year, which is good for that era. We'll take a right to Coleman, running right back, right at that tackle 6 again. This time nobody there. Once a 2 or 4 and the defense is big, it'll take some positive yards. At least there's a dreaded 5, but +2. So not as dreaded as it often can be. Ronnie Coleman enjoying enjoy it while you can, Ronnie, because Earl's coming in a few years to take your job. 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 for Wilmington at their own 6. So it's not till 78. So
we're getting down to where the rubber hits the road. 6:18 to go in the game.
Absolutely. Ronnie goes back over 100 yards. Tim keeps pushing him back down to 99. And Tim's showing blitz. Why wouldn't you show blitz in this era? I had extensive strategy discussion with Michael Reeves today, Dennis, regarding his strat team.
Uh-oh.
You know I can get on the Slack channel.
You took him to school again?
Well, I wouldn't say that, because that implies me beating him and taking him to school. I was giving him analysis of his team, both positive and negative, and advice on what to do with the defense. Flat pass right, Charlie Jordan throwing at the 5. He does have a 5th guy on the line. White die 6 in play. 3-yard completion. Look at that 4 interception. 2 to 8, 11 and 12, Dennis. It's gotta. You want to throw West Coast? You don't want to see that. So 4th and 5 for Wilmington, punting, throwing 49. So now what you guys going to go out of bounds now, Dennis? He's going to get 32-yard punt. I guess you have to. He goes call from the corner for his own 9-yard line.
Wow.
Because he has to. He gets a great punt, though. 53-yard makes a 41. So he's lucky to get the great punt there. But Tim still has it exactly at midfield at the 50. 5:24 to go. You have to feel like this is a bit of a do-or-die possession. I'm going to see a run in. How about a draw? How about an off-tackle draw with Mother Hubbard? And right, Andy Johnson, Stevens calls run. And he picks up 5, and Steve Nelson, the inside linebacker, goes out for the rest of the game. This very solid New England Patriot defender. And let's see who comes on the field. This will be nice for Tim. That guy's a 0. That he is. Now, Jay's been plugging with one guy. Now he's got to worry about that 0. So the looking opens up a little more. The off-tackle right opens up a little more. And everything else opens up a little more. Now, Jay's been keeping his safety back, Dennis, because he doesn't want to give up the long gain and the touchdown. Let me do whatever I can to make it harder for Tim to get that big play in the passing game, even though my guy's only a 4. Every card with no man's got clean long gains on it. So short passes to Rich Castor could be in play. You saw that's the sexy receiver conference. Got long gains on it. I'll take a right to Danny Johnson. Too much predictability out of this offense for Tim in the second half.
Yeah, you got to open up. If you're not going to open up now, when are you going to open it up?
I mean, he's calling a run and putting multiple guys in lines, going short yardage on you, and just like, running at 80% of the time.
Maybe it's something to do with usage. Maybe Kilmer only.
Now, hold on. Now, this play, I would not throw a pass here because I think that the frustration of the last play, I could see Tim responding with a pass if I was the defensive coach. So if I would run it here. Let me see Colin Bryant on off tackle right, where that linebacker 0 is. Even if he comes up, you beat him on the LB and zone play. Let me see that. Off tackle, there you go. Off tackle right, and Johnson has a linebacker there. +3 though.
Fumble.
The man came in from the outside. Fumble. You told me that it's individual.
It is individual fumble. It still was an individual fumble. 26.
Yes, you're right. It was. You're game ready sooner than I did, but thank God Rocky Freitas was there, Dennis, the offensive lineman, the tackle, I believe, to fall on it for the Destroyers who got the first down there. That was 3rd and 3. I was thinking it was a yard short for some reason. Andy Johnson 11-47. So he just used about a minute and a half of the clock to gain those 10 yards exactly for the first down. But I think now you do have to run a little bit because now 3:36 to go, you're going to see more pass out of Jay. Off tackle right to Johnson, goes pass, loses a yard. I would like to see an M run there, I think. Because, with an inside linebacker 0, and Tim's likely doing the off tackle, that's where Jay's looking to plug. It was that off tackle spot. We haven't seen Jay plug the end run with that linebacker 6, so that would have been a safer call. 2nd 11 could be a time for a draw play, Dennis. What do you think?
Hey, it would have been a good time for a draw play last play. It would have been 15 through 5 and +5, 6 through 12.
How about this play? I want to see a draw play with either Brian or Johnson. They both are okay. Off tackle, probably. So I'm going to run draw. I'm going to have to run behind the strong guys over here to my left.
Yeah, the last thing you want right now is a sack. That could pretty much end the game. So off tackle or in run are the best callings for Andy Johnson.
Actually, probably the last thing you want would probably be a sack, fumble, return for a touchdown, and Kilmer injured. Off tackle right for Colin Bryant. He's gets the pass. There's a 9 +14 first down. Didn't do the draw play, but didn't matter because the defense called pass, didn't bring anybody up. Is Kilmer low in attempts, Dennis? Is that what you're telling me?
I don't know. Maybe that's just he just doesn't want to risk.
No, he threw 350 passes. So first attempt to reach there. Now I don't mind running it here now because I think Jay's be a little more protective. I wouldn't mind running it again. Let's run another off tackle. Straight off tackle with Hubbard or Johnson. Long pass, Ron Jesse. Nobody there. Defense gets his run. Receiver incomplete.
So close.
Tim had he had the Byron's ball going, Dennis. Run, bomb. He had the Byron's ball going. That's what I'm calling it now.
What are you calling it?
Byron's ball. Rick Byron's, Dennis.
Oh, Byron's ball. I thought you were talking about Byron from the Foreman, and I'm like,
no. 18 out of 36 for Ron Jesse, and almost all of it a touchdown for the defensive 27. And Jesse not able to haul it in. Linebacker Marv Hubbard, defense against his rebel to linebacker zone. Nose tackle +1 and +6. Don Croft could not make the play. Could not craft himself into a tackle. And it's 3rd and 4. That was the big 6-yard pickup, beating the 5.
Well, good for Don. He's got a little bit of glory now. His brothers Sid and Marty usually wind up taking the glory for the family.
That's right. Put him. Sigmund the Sea Monster. Is that what it was?
The Schleestack, man. Gotta watch out for the end of the loss.
3rd and 4, 2-minute warning. Tim at the Wilmington 21. I would throw a pass here, dollars to donuts. Let me get a flat pass left to Andy Johnson. I haven't seen two guys at a flat pass all game. I've been watching this since the middle of the 2nd quarter. Off tackle right in Johnson, linebacker there. Big guest pass. 8 is +8 on Johnson's card. First down. Would have been first down for 4 yards anyway. But 1st and 10 for the Destroyers, the Wilmington 13, trying to go to the Super Bowl. They need a touchdown here, and the clock runs. Not even a hurry up. Time's not a major factor for Tim. It's more of a factor for Jay.
Right.
So that's the right call.
I thought about using a timeout there, or for sure on this play if he runs it again.
If you're Jay, you mean?
Yes.
Okay. 1st and 10 from the 13 for Wilmington. For Dallas, Tim Bullier. But Billy Watcher Johnson was not even be in the field, I guess. Because about at 6. I'd run it here again. Off tackle left to Marv Hubbard. Defense calls run. The linebacker in there. Linebacker's up -2. A +4. Greg Bingham makes a nice play. Jay with all those 5s on the defense. Pushes it back. 2nd and 12 from the 15. Interesting spot here. We know these running backs have got some short games in the card. We know Tim hasn't been throwing it. I think that Jay's going to think that Tim's going to run it. Therefore, I'm going to throw a short pass.
Were there 3-minute or 4-minute zone? Because a 3-minute zone on a 5 is a 13-yard gain.
I think he had 4 men in there, Dennis.
Okay.
We are inside the 20, and I didn't see him flooding any flats or anything. I throw a short pass to Jesse here because Castor might get the double coverage. His receiver readings equal touchdowns. So I'll get short pass for on Jesse. 2nd and 12. Let's see what happens.
Give me an end run. Give me an end run to Andy Johnson.
I think he's going to call run, Dennis. The defense.
I think he's calling pass.
Alrighty. Flat pass, Rich Castor. He did call pass. Oh, picked off 2 to 8. Incomplete on a 9. Oh, sweet mercy. 3rd and 12. So that would have been something very good on a running play, Dennis, like you wanted.
No, it would have been a 4
with nobody there in the defense.
You're right. There was nobody in the zone. 2 through 6, 11 and 12 would have been a 15-yard and a touchdown.
There you go. And even if not, +5, right? But touchdown 50%. So that's certainly a desirable role on 2nd and 12 when you need a touchdown.
Plus, it would have made Jay use one of those timeouts. Right now, he's got all 3 timeouts left, even though it's only 52 seconds left.
3rd and 12. What do you do here? Running play to make your 4th down attempt easier? Maybe get lucky on a box car?
I think you throw short. I think you try to get one of those receivers. God, these receivers are not that great, though. Yeah. Maybe run a tackle off tackle the ball.
If you're Jay, you got to just double team Castor or Jesse, I think. Short pass, Cullen Bryant, defense double team Billy Watcher Johnson. Incomplete on Billy Kilmer's card. 3, 7, 11, 13 units of completion. And this is it. We're going down to 4th and 12 for the Destroyers. Kilmer 11 to 27. Tim Campbell feeling confident. He's got to say one time, baby.
He needs a non-double teamed short pass completion on 4, 5, 9, or 11.
Where's the double team completion?
That's going to be on 9. Oh, no, 9.
Yeah, 9 and 11. Okay, not bad. 3 wide, 1 fullback. It's Cullen Bryant, covered by 6. Joe Sweet checks in, covered by a 4. Jay's thinking no way Tim throws a flat pass. You'll probably see at least one linebacker double, maybe middle linebacker double on Rich Castor.
Not showing blitz. No asterisk on the field. Not showing blitz.
I would predict middle linebacker, couple double teaming tight end. Where the double is going to come? Maybe the free safety on Ron Jesse. Maybe throw short to Sweet or Johnson here. Short pass, Joe Sweet being double teamed, and down goes Kilmer. Coy Bacon, the 11 pass rusher coming off the end, takes down Kilmer. Would have been a turnover right away. Billy tried to go to the football. It ended up being a fumble, Dennis. And Coy got the sack and the recovery, strip sack and recovery. And the Wilmington Generals, not the Sage Hens, are 37 seconds away from the Super Bowl with possession of the ball. He's going to run 3 knees, possibly 30, 22, 15. You know what's dangerous, Dennis?
Well, tell me.
He gets to 4th down. He's got to do a coffin corner punt to Billy White Shoes Johnson, who still gets a 1 in 6 chance at running it back. 1 in 72 then for a touchdown, which is 1 in 6 out of 3 at 36. So Lima Corus King. So we will see 30, 22, 15. With 8 seconds left, we will probably see a coffin corner punt to Billy White Shoes Johnson. I think it's 1 in 6 to get a return. And then 1 in 12 with the TD, so 1 of 72.
Wouldn't that be a fun way to send it to overtime? I don't want to be coy, but that linebacker really brought home the bacon on that one.
Yes, he's a defensive end, isn't he?
Oh, is he? Okay, well, there you go. Stand corrected.
I remember the All-Pro defensive end on a 1976 Cincinnati Bengals card.
He fried up the pass rush.
I forget if he made the Hall of Fame a few years ago as a veterans inductee. I know that Robert
by the offense.
So what?
But the offense called timeout there. Oh, I guess they just didn't like their personnel.
Yeah, that was a formation timeout. The important timeout had been called by Tim after the first play.
Not that it's really going to make a difference because he's going to wind up punting it with what, 15 seconds left?
Let's see. Yes, that's right. 15 seconds left. That's right. So Tim's going to get a shot at returning a coffin corner attempt, and then he's going to get 2 Hail Marys if he doesn't get the touchdown on the other thing.
Yeah, I really didn't want to play Jay. He's going to get his revenge against me. Come on, Billy White Shoes.
Off tackle left, Reggie Harrison, defense going short yardage. Harrison loses a yard. He's a minimum fumble guy, or whatever you want to call it. Maximum security guy. Isn't that the name of the horse that was disqualified from the?
I didn't pay attention to the Triple Crown people.
That sounds familiar for some reason. Maximum security. Let's check that out. 3rd and 11.
So he'll punt with 15 seconds. He'll let.
This is where I throw the short pass that gets picked off. That's why I've been killing myself with that in a couple of big games. So made for playoffs against John Madden a few years ago, and then the Battle Royale game. My career is listening to the broadcast. Off like a right, Reggie Harrison, defense calls pass. Defensive tackle, rather 0 + 5, no gain. As Jethro Pugh, the longtime Dallas Cowboy, makes the play. 4th down and 11 for Wilmington at their own 22. And Mike Bragg will do that. They'll do the coffin corner honors.
He does not have a block on 12.
Let's see what happens here. And no chance at a return. 33-yard punt goes out of bounds. Tim's got it at his own 45. 8 seconds to go. 2 plays for glory, Dennis.
Yeah, most likely 1 play because you're going to try a deep pass here. If you complete it, you cannot get out of bounds on a deep pass. Maybe you go with Andy Johnson on an end run twice if you can get out of bounds the first time.
Well, I wouldn't do that because if you don't get out of bounds the first time, the game's over.
Right.
No, if he gets a long pass, you're right. That's a completion and not a touchdown. That's true. Yeah, so it is 1 play because if the first play is a touchdown, that's it. There is no second play. Well, no, if the first play is incomplete, he gets a second shot at it.
Yes, correct. And there is penalties in the game, so that could be another way to extend the game.
That's right. A little pushing off, a la Drew Pearson.
The refs swallow the whistle in this era, though.
I hope Rick Massey wasn't listening when I made that Drew Pearson pushing off comment. He's a diehard Viking fan.
You're right.
1st and 10. Nickel 3-3-5. Jim Obradovich, the second tight end. Joe Sweden. Danny Johnson go deep. I wouldn't be surprised if you see him on.
Rich Castor's the only one that can make the end zone on this one.
And we're left-handed Johnson. That's the game. White that 5. It's over, Johnny.
That's it. It's over. So Wilmington will get their chance at revenge against the Chiba City Blues. Chiba City will likely be crying the blues after they get spanked by Ken Anderson.
Well, I don't know. You could turn with the game last year and you won. So, payback is a funny thing, Dennis, because there it is. Wilmington 10 Dallas 3, classic 1975 type of game. A lot of defense. Neither team had much total offense for the game. So I told you, Dennis, Jay went up 10-0, and just be ultra conservative. Just run the ball like pretty much every play and punt, and make him do something against you. And that would have worked. Tim only scored 3 because Jay threw the ball, it got picked off, and returned to like his own 10-yard line. So,
yeah, to play devil's advocate here, if Tim would not have gone for it on that 4th and 2 and kicked the field goal there, that would have been 10-6. If he didn't miss the other field goal, it would have been 10-9. Maybe that would have been an interesting, in-game scenario.
Well, yeah. The only problem is you're giving him that field goal on 4th and 2, which is only like 2-6, 11-12.
True.
It's a 50-50 field. You have to go for it there. 50-50 field goal to make it 10-6 early in the 4th quarter, or I go for it. I got to go for it. It's only 50-50. It's still 10-6.
Really, the game comes down to that big guessed wrong or empty zone long pass. I think it was guessed wrong too. Was it guessed wrong? Deron Jesse?
Yes. There's an LP 0 wrong. Something I try to avoid, especially when I'm up by 7. It's like, all right, I'll call run, but I'm just gonna leave my guy back there and just take my chances. But Jay got away with that one, and I missed a lot of the early game. So when Jay went up 7-0, but a good defensive game. Well, these two seem to be rivals probably over here in the IFL. So it's gonna be Jay Billings, Wilmington Generals against the Chiba City Blues.
Yep.
Do
you ever read Neuromancer?
I don't even know what that is.
William Gibson's cyberpunk anthem. You should read it. It's a good book.
I'll consider it.
That's where the team name comes from.
I'm not bad at starting books, Dennis. I'm very bad at actually finishing them.
Well, this is good because the first chapter is called Chiba City Blues. So you can just read the first chapter.
Oh, great.
You'll be good.
And then I'm done. Right. So, all right. So there we have it. I guess I'll log off. By the way, I figured out why I sounded like I was underwater. I mean, yeah, I changed microphones recently, and my computer was using like my webcam default my webcam mic as like a default mic instead of my headset mic.
Right.
So,
So can I possibly ask you to call the Super Bowl between me and Jay?
You can possibly ask me.
Well, I'm asking. So
when is it?
I don't know. When I figure out the schedule, I'll find out. But I'll check with you.
If you figure out what the schedule is and you involve me in the scheduling communications, I can make an effort to call the game.
That'd be cool.
However, if you message me at 2:15 and say, "Hey, you want to call the Super Bowl? We're starting in 10 minutes." There's a chance. There's a reasonable chance I won't be able to call it. It depends.
Sounds good. Butch is asking if there's going to be a recap show.
A draft recap show. There certainly will be. How long until you have some version of a file out?
I have a file now. I'll send it to you after I finish everything up tonight. So let me try to get everybody's information in there, import the schedule, and I'll send it to you.
How much of the file is done right now?
Everything's done except for the last pick, but I haven't done any of the assigning the D cards and stuff like that.
How long does that take?
I gotta go. I gotta go hang out with the family now. So I'm off the computer for 3 hours.
All right. Well, do me a favor. Send me the file that you do have right now. Can you do that or no?
Yep, you got it. I'll send it to you as is.
Okay. Thanks. See you later, Dennis.
Right. Take care.
Bye.
Congratulations to Jay.
Yes, congratulations, Jay. Sorry.
I'm scared, Jay. I'm scared. All right, guys. Talk to you later.